not because of their genius in and of themselves, but because they were actually tapping back into, whether they knew it or not, and certainly Freud wouldn't want to have admitted it, they were tapping back into biblical anthropology
Right. Right.
of this kind of dual nature of man as made in the image of God and also as desperately sick, and how those two things blend and interplay. And I always found that to be really fascinating because it begs the question of how is the self made whole and healed? And Freud, in his book, Society and Its Discontents, ends with that great example because he's an atheist, and he says that the laws of society, of high society, are necessary. So he thinks that primitive societies have few laws. The higher society, the more congenial and Brahmin-esque societies of finery require endless laws about where your fork goes, the dinner fork, and how you eat in front of other people and what you wear when you're eating in front of them. And there's a multiplicity of laws. But here's Freud's point in the book. He says, well, the problem with that is now you have to live with a million laws in your head all the time, dictating the terms in every situation. And he said, the more you have that, the more you break. He said, the more you bifurcate between the pleasing self and the rebellious id that wars against all of them. And so he said, in the last few pages of the book, he says, so how is it cured? Because you need the laws to create sophistication, but yet they kill you. So what do you do? And this is how he ends. It's so brilliant for an atheist. He said, we need the external spirit of love to hover close and heal and to mend the rift between the outward projected self and the inward damaged self. If only the external spirit of love would mend us. The end. And I'm like, all right, Mr. Atheist. Because I don't think atheism is real. But what he was saying is we need something outside of us to deal with us and to mend us. However, he does that. And it has to be through a loving agency. And I'm like, that is actually a way of hoping for, yearning for, pressing forward to this gospel idea that we have. Well, what if it did happen though? Like, what if the external spirit of love did fleshify himself and deal with us in the midst of our own alienation? And what if it means something?